All of Musk's efforts to buy Twitter are performative. More specifically, he's clearly looking to gain support from the Super Smash Bros. Character select screen of ghouls in conservative media. However you feel about the man, he has a terrifyingly impressive ability to inspire large groups of weird little freaks. He's the Dominic Toretto of pseudo-intellectual creeps. No, wait! He's the Xander Cage of pseudo-intellectual creeps. Tucker Carlson, the Oprah of frightened racists, sang Elon's praises as the man who just reclaimed some power for the people, claiming that Musk has freed all of the honest, hard-working conservatives out there from the tyranny of liberal censorship.
After today, you'll be able to post your dissent in a place where other people might have a reasonable chance of seeing it. In other words, you will have a chance to change other people's minds, just like the White House does every day. So you just became a little more powerful. The people already in charge just became a little less powerful. It's that simple, and it's that profound. But for now, Musk's purchase of Twitter is the single biggest political development since Donald Trump's election in 2016. It is certainly the most threatening challenge to the corrupt and incompetent leadership of this country. People who want a monopoly on speech and thought hate Elon Musk. Not because he's a racist. He's not. But because they can't control him.
In the middle of that fog of embarrassing hero worship, Carlson repeated the long-held GOP talking point that Twitter is a tool of the liberal elite, and that Musk's acquisition of Twitter represents the greatest threat to the Democratic Party. In fact, pretty much every available talking head on Fox News parroted this point in the wake of Musk's proposed deal, including the breathtakingly enormous talking head attached to the neck of Charlie Kirk.
The ownership might be in the hands of Elon Musk, and I didn't think he'd buy it because he would look too much like an autocrat. But the power is in the hands of every single person on that platform. They don't get it.
Free speech is coming to Twitter, and not a moment too soon. Save America. Elon to the rescue.
I don't think Elon Musk is a savior for anyone. But at the same time, to allow voices to be heard that people disagree with is what Twitter was started for, to have differences of opinion shared, debated, and those debates have ended and has become one-party rule and effectively a tool for one party to get their message out and ensure that another party is censored and banned.
And I'm just thrilled about this. This is the greatest show on earth to see the world's richest man fight for speech in the West.
And it doesn't mean you're not going to hear from people on the left. You just want to hear from all sides like it was in maybe 2015. Oh, yeah. And here's the tweet that caused so much consternation about Rachel Levine. You wrote this: Richard Levine spent 54 years of his life as a man. He had a wife and a family. He transitioned to being a woman in 2011. Joe Biden appointed Levine to be a 4-star admiral. And now USA Today has named Rachel Levine as Woman of the Year. Where are the feminists? And that got you suspended? I think it's a question one should contemplate.
It's extremely telling that Charlie immediately follows up his praise of Elon Musk's crusade for free speech by defending a transphobic joke. Because that's all these ghouls really care about. They just want to say horrible, dehumanizing slurs and make it illegal for anyone to tell them that they suck. Musk further echoed his new gang of sycophants by dropping just the sickest meme, the dankest, the sick dankest meme. A meme so dank, it tore a hole into a dank alternate universe where dicks are still out for Harambe, which is a meme from 2016 that Elon Musk wrote an auto-tuned rap song about in 2019. I'm of course talking about this meme that we've already mentioned. We keep bringing it up because combined with everything he said about Twitter and bots and unbanning Trump, this super sick and incredibly wrong meme pretty much sealed the deal that Musk was making with the right wing. That despite literally just claiming his Twitter changes would be totally centrist and upset people on both sides, Musk was actually just pushing to make conservative voices even louder on social media because, in his views, the left have gone too far and are dominating Twitter. The problem is it's nonsense. It has never been true. He said his actual reasoning earlier that day, and there's actually mountains of data demonstrating the exact opposite. The top 10 pages on Facebook are consistently populated by Ben Shapiro, The Daily Wire, and Fox News. An internal review found that Twitter amplifies conservative content more often than left-leaning content. Yet conservatives, including Musk, constantly complain that Twitter is censoring the right or somehow hammering down on free speech. Twitter specifically didn't use an algorithm that would crack down on white supremacy because they knew Republican politicians would be affected by it. Interesting. And while a study by MIT and Yale found that conservatives were more likely to be suspended from Twitter than liberals during 2020, it also found that conservatives were much more likely to share and promote misinformation. In other words, conservative accounts were more likely to be banned because they were more likely to be in violation of Twitter's user agreement. Because they lied more. Interesting. Charlie Kirk hand on chin meme. And on top of all of that, it needs to be noted that Twitter has about 322 million users across the entire globe, or 4% of the world's population. 1 in 5 adult Americans use it, which is about 23% of the adult population. Most people in this country and on the entire planet of Earth do not use Twitter. So bear with me, Elon, because I'm sure he's actually watching, and we made this entire episode for you, Elon, so you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. But it seems like buying Twitter is more of a vanity purchase designed to impress your weirdo fan base of online dweebs, and also online dweebs who are also sitting members of Congress, than a genuine effort to preserve free speech. If you want to throw billions of dollars around in the name of free speech, maybe ask some of your new friends in the GOP to stop banning so many f***ing books. Maybe look into that high school kid who literally couldn't say the word gay during his graduation speech, you know? Considering that the First Amendment specifically says that Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech, you'd think the biggest free speech concern right now would be the fact that Congress is literally trying to make laws seemingly designed to abridge the freedom of speech for teachers and LGBTQ people. Musk claims to be a free speech absolutist, except the only speech he cares about is what a bunch of turds say about him on Twitter. That's it. That's as far as it goes. He sure draws a hard line for his free speech absolutism when it involves allowing his employees to unionize or to say anything negative about their experiences working for him. Upon being fired from Tesla, Musk requires all former employees to sign separation agreements with non-disparagement clauses. Musk infamously fired a Tesla employee named Richard Ortiz after Ortiz participated in a campaign to promote union organization at Tesla and tweeted vague threats from his personal account about everything his pro-union employees were risking by trying to organize. The National Labor Relations Board determined that both Musk's tweets and the firing of Ortiz had violated labor laws and was forced to rehire Ortiz and compensate him for lost wages. The ruling also forced Tesla to adjust its rules that initially forbid its employees from discussing anything about their working conditions with the media without written permission from the company. Those damn Democrat lawyers, you see. Tesla is also currently the subject of a probe by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission and a lawsuit by California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing for a litany of complaints of harassment, discrimination, and unsafe working conditions. The department claims that it found evidence of a number of disturbing practices during an extensive 3-year investigation into Tesla, including evidence that the company kept black workers in low-level jobs for less pay, denied black workers training and promotions, assigned black workers more physically demanding work, retaliated against black workers who made formal complaints about the commonplace use of racial slurs by both coworkers and supervisors, and took an unreasonably long time to clean up racist graffiti, including swastikas in common areas of the workplace. In other words, it seems like Elon is only concerned with protecting people's ability to say vile, abusive shit and not their right to say anything bad about him or his companies. Also, dude might be kind of racist. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. Here's the evergreen end plate to ask you to like and subscribe. It's any day of the year where you are.